Hi my friends, and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, it is hella good to see you here. My name is Andreas and welcome! And to all of you guys who keep watching my videos, you're amazing. So today I want to come in here and just quickly talk about something very important. And that is why it is that you have not come to a point in your life where you feel peace within yourself. And where you feel calm and collected, and have found that yes, peaceful state within yourself at this moment so far. And it's something that I of course discovered by moving through it myself. And so in short, what I want to share with you guys here today is that your higher self, the highest version of who it is that you are, does not allow you to find peace of mind within yourself while you're still trying to live a life where you are settling for something less than the most high for what you could be capable of living here on this planet. You're not going to find peace of mind within yourself until you tap into that version of yourself that is your higher self. And that little uncomfortable feeling that keeps following you around and makes it so that you can't find that peace of mind is actually a blessing in disguise, because you do want to live your life from that place of your higher self. You truly want to do that. But if you're anything like me, then it's challenging to move into that space. I know it's very challenging, because to move into that space is to give yourself the permission to think the best, to assume the best, to assume that everything is going to be taken care of, to trust the universe, which can be very hard for a lot of people because we have experiences in our past that made us believe that we should settle for less, we should settle for something, or we shouldn't stand out in the way that most likely being your higher self is going to need of you in order to tap into that. Because you are a unique individual with amazing abilities, with an amazing life that you're supposed to be living, that is supposed to stand out a little bit. You're going to be someone that isn't just part of everybody's cup of tea, most likely. You're gonna be really weird to some people. Maybe you're not going to fit into your family or into this friend group anymore. You're supposed to be something that stands out. And that is something beautiful also, because that means that those other people that stand out and that are similar to you can actually come into your life finally. Because I'm sure that, as it has been for me, and as I'm assuming that it is for you as well, a lot of people has left your life at this point. And maybe there are even more people that are about to leave your life. And it's not because you're supposed to be alone at all times, even though for some people we have to be alone for a long time to sort of reconnect back into our higher selves. And so this space of loneliness, of being by ourselves and just being in that space, is something that is required and that is creating the space necessary for something new to come in. The most challenging part about finally just committing to being that version of yourself that you know in your heart that you want to be is that it is going to bring up a lot of who it is that you used to be, what made you be this version of yourself that settled for less, some of those fears, some of those inadequacies, and so on. And that is part of the process. You know, you might find yourself giving yourself this permission. I'm sure that you've given yourself permission to be more of your higher self in the past, to go after and do the things that you want to do. Or maybe this is your first time. Regardless, it is easy to start walking down that path and then find yourself just a little while later quite overwhelmed by all of these new sensations going on in your body that is connected to being this version of yourself. You must realize that being this higher version of yourself is to feel completely different from how it is that you're feeling today. And one thing that we humans really are good at is to try and distract from what we're feeling when something uncomfortable is present within us. We have a lot of programs in place, our insecurities, doubts, worries, and so on, that are actually based on us not wanting to feel. And when we start being our higher self, we start feeling really amazing. And then all of those things that previously made us settle starts to come up to the surface, because that needs to move out of the way for us to receive more, to receive all of those amazing things that we want in our life. In order for that to happen, we must move through a lot of these things that made us settle for less. Because that's actually quite a scary thing, actually, to be in the presence of a lot of abundance, but then simultaneously believe that I don't deserve all of these things. All of our programming pretty much comes back to how much it is that we believe that we deserve. And so to actually take a lot of action on something that you know is in your heart, but that you've been pushing off for a long time, most likely happened because you don't believe that you deserve more. And so when you start doing that, of course, what made you believe that you don't deserve more must come up to the surface. You must truly feel yourself again. You must feel everything that's coming up at this time as you're moving forward, being more of your higher self. And then as you start feeling into that, to give yourself the permission to be in that uncomfortable space and realize that this doesn't really mean anything. It's just here to kind of be a part of who I am again. Everything is happening exactly according to plan. This is an integration back into my wholeness and completeness again, because I can't be separate from these parts that I previously tried to distract myself from. I must integrate it back into my wholeness, into my completeness. Because these parts of me that made me manifest a reality that wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be, that made me feel this not peaceful state inside of me, came because I tried to create a reality that was without these parts of myself, that can only come back into your awareness and into your integration and back into the wholeness of who you are, so you can find that peace within yourself as you start being the person that you were always meant to be. Of course, I don't know exactly what person you're meant to be. Only your heart can reveal that to you. Something that can be quite helpful is to look back and just think about things that you did that made you feel really empowered. If there was perhaps a period of time in your life where you allowed yourself to move forward, where you actually felt really good. And then ask yourself, why did this stop? Did I get overwhelmed by it? Why did I not continue to live in this space? And you'll realize that in most cases, the reason that we don't continue living in this space is because we started moving into a very abundant lifestyle, abundant way of feeling that made it so that we had to integrate parts of who it is that we tried to reject for a long time, so that we can continue to create more abundance as we are integrating and being more whole and complete with who it is that we are again. That shame, that fear, that anger that made you not want to stand out or move forward with things that you truly wanted to do, all of that stuff has to come to the surface, be felt, experienced, and through that integrated back into your wholeness again. It will be challenging to be your higher self, because all of these old things needs to come up, needs to be moved through, and it needs to be integrated back into who you are before you can start living that life and really solidify your place in that life. And if you're anything like me, then maybe you take a couple of steps forward, fall back a little bit. And then perhaps as that happens, you might even get lost for a while after that. I've gotten lost so many times. I've really committed myself to my higher self in a lot of cases where I start living a life that I know is in my alignment. That's like, if I live this way, then life's gonna be amazing. And then I do it for a while, and then sort of after a while, I kind of wander off track a little bit, and then I find myself 2 weeks later like really confused about like, how am I supposed to like live my life? I feel like something is off in my life, like I can't get it right. I can't get it right with what I'm supposed to be doing. While in reality, I truly just know how simple it is to live the life that I want to live, and it all comes back to that permission to commit to it. Which, of course, what you have to realize is in that permission and commitment, just saying, this is who I'm gonna be now, I'm gonna do this, I'm going to devote myself to these things that I love doing, and I'm going to be this version of myself that is present and that is here for these things, is that in the split decision of making that permission for yourself to move down that path, you also simultaneously believe that you're worthy of it. You simultaneously believe in the universe. You start trusting. Because that means that what previously made you settle is something that you now say to the universe, I'm done. I'm done being this version of myself that is inauthentic and not true to my higher self. And I'm gonna start trusting this emotion instead, because that version of me that settled was because I didn't trust the energy within me that previously conditioned this program of a personality that settled and did things that led me to this place of not finding peace. All of that stuff resolves itself when you give yourself the permission to just be who it is that you are and to go down that path. And it all starts with the permission of committing yourself to it. And in that you also simultaneously, of course, start trusting the universe. It's all one just big chain of events. Trust in the universe, start to be who I truly am again. And then to try and stay consciously aware of the fact that, you know, I'm gonna get triggered on this fucking path. I might fall off, I might wander for a bit. I'll catch myself back up again. And I'll keep moving towards what it is that I want. I keep moving back home into my heart. And I keep doing it. And you're always winning at every step of the way. Whether you're on this part of the path or if you're on this part of the path, you're always winning, my friend. Just as you're in the act of doing what we're talking about here. You're always winning at every single moment. It's not about getting somewhere, it's just about enjoying who the fuck it is that you're being in this moment as you tap into that version of yourself. The moment that you make the tap in, boom, you already won. Congratulations. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff, and check out my Patreon if you want to learn more. See you in the next one. Bye bye.